Frederick Christ Trump, known as Fred Trump, was born on October 11, 1905, in New York. His parents, Frederick Trump Sr. and Elizabeth Christ Trump, were German immigrants who had come to America in search of a better life. His father, Frederick Trump Sr., had initially made a fortune during the Klondike Gold Rush by running restaurants and boarding houses for miners. However, his sudden death in 1918 left the family in financial turmoil. At just 12 years old, Fred Trump was thrust into the role of helping his family survive. His mother, Elizabeth, took over the family's small real estate business, and Fred began working alongside her. His formal education was cut short when he dropped out of high school to focus on the family business. However, his lack of formal education did not hinder his ambition and progress. As a natural entrepreneur, he quickly realized that real estate was his calling. In 1920, at the age of 15, he officially founded the Elizabeth Trump and Son Company, named after his mother, who acted as his legal guardian due to his young age. The 1920s were a time of rapid growth and urbanization in America, and Fred Trump was determined to capitalize on this trend. He began by building single-family homes in Queens, New York, targeting middle-class families who were eager to own their own homes. His homes were affordable, well-built, and designed to appeal to the average American family. Fred's early success was not without challenges. The Great Depression of the 1930s brought the real estate market to a standstill, and many developers went bankrupt. However, Fred Trump's conservative approach to business and his ability to adapt allowed him to weather the storm. He shifted his focus to building larger apartment complexes, which were in high demand as people moved to cities in search of work. By the end of the 1930s, Fred Trump had established himself as a successful real estate developer in New York. His reputation for quality and reliability earned him the trust of both investors and tenants. But Fred's ambitions did not stop there. He had bigger plans, and he was determined to build an empire that would last for generations. With the end of World War II, America experienced a housing boom as soldiers returned home and started families. Fred recognized this opportunity and positioned himself as a leading developer of affordable housing in New York. One of Fred's most significant achievements during this time was the development of Shore Haven and Beach Haven, two massive apartment complexes in Brooklyn. These projects were funded by the Federal Housing Administration, FHA, which provided low-interest loans to developers who built affordable housing. Fred was known for his meticulous attention to detail and his insistence on quality. He would often visit construction sites to ensure that everything was being done to his standards. He believed that a well-built property would attract long-term tenants and generate steady income, a philosophy that would later influence his son Donald. In addition to his real estate ventures, Fred Trump was also a savvy marketer. He understood the importance of branding and used creative advertising techniques to attract tenants. For example, he would often offer incentives like free rent for a month or discounted moving costs to fill his buildings quickly. These strategies helped him maintain high occupancy rates and maximize his profits. Fred's success in real estate made him a wealthy man, but he remained frugal and disciplined in his personal life. He lived in a modest home in Queens and drove a Cadillac, but he avoided the flashy lifestyle that many wealthy businessmen of his time embraced. He believed in reinvesting his profits into his business and building a legacy for his family. Fred's relationship with his son Donald was complex and influential. From a young age, Donald was exposed to the world of real estate and business. Fred took Donald to construction sites, taught him the importance of hard work, and instilled in him a sense of ambition and determination. However, Fred was also a strict disciplinarian who believed in tough love. He wanted his children to understand the value of money and the importance of earning success. By the 1960s, Fred Trump had built a real estate empire that included thousands of apartments and commercial properties across New York. His success made him one of the wealthiest men in the city, and he was widely respected in the business community. But his story was far from over. He had one final chapter to write, one that would cement his legacy and shape the future of his family. As Fred Trump entered the later years of his life, he began to focus on securing his legacy and ensuring the success of his children. He had 5 children with his wife, Mary and McLeod Trump, Mary Ann, Fred Jr., Elizabeth, Donald, and Robert. Fred's relationship with his eldest son, Fred Jr., was somehow pathetic. Fred Jr. was initially groomed to take over the family business, but he struggled to live up to his father's expectations. Fred Jr. had a passion for aviation and wanted to pursue a career as a pilot, but his father pressured him to join the family business. The stress of trying to meet his father's demands took a toll on him, and he eventually turned to alcohol. Fred Jr.'s later died in 1981 at the age of 42. His death was a devastating blow to the family and a turning point for Fred Sr. Fred Trump's relationship with Donald, on the other hand, was more complex. While Fred was proud of Donald's ambition and drive, he also worried about his son's flashy lifestyle and tendency to take risks. Despite these concerns, Fred supported Donald's ventures and provided him with the financial backing he needed to succeed. Fred Trump's influence extended beyond his family. He was a philanthropist who donated millions of dollars to charitable causes, including hospitals, schools, and religious organizations. He believed in giving back to the community and helping those in need. Fred Trump passed away on June 25, 1999, at the age of 93. His death marked the end of an era, but his legacy lived on. The Trump Organization, which Fred had built from the ground up, continued to thrive under the leadership of his children. Donald Trump, in particular, would go on to achieve unprecedented success both in business and politics, becoming a global figure and eventually the President of the United States. Fred Trump's life was a journey of ambition, hard work, and legacy building. From his humble beginnings in the Bronx to his rise as a real estate mogul. His influence on his family and the business world is undeniable, and his legacy continues to shape the world today. Whether you admire him or critique him, there's no denying that Fred Trump was a man who left an indelible mark on history.